dear friends. I hope each of you is doing well. Hello, hello. I'm so excited. Here it's another fantastic and wonderful episode with me, with us, with Celebrity Catwalk and Pause in the City. And what I really love, Jen, it's like every week we can have amazing guests. We can really inspire people and kind of open the circle to new people. So very special thank you to you for creating Celebrity Catwalk, Pause in the City, for always thinking out of the box to invite new guests. So how are you doing, Jen?
Thank you, Vasi. Thank you so much for having us. Yes, we are going way out of the box today. So I am very, very excited. On the cusp of March being Women's Empowerment Month, I think we have an incredible guest. So I'm very excited, Vasi, as always. Thank you for making it happen, folks. As you come on in, be sure to hit that share button because we have a really informative guest tonight that I'm very, very excited about. And before I launch into that, if I may just plug, if I may do a shameless plug and show our Pause in the City Decade Celebration t-shirt.
I love
If you haven't already gotten your Pause in the City Decade Celebration t-shirt, you gotta get it. You gotta get it. We have sizes medium and up. So just reach out to me to get your t-shirt and we will totally take care of you. Only $15 a piece. So, wow. Okay, I'm done selling, Vasi. Thank you for that.
Amazing. Do you know what? I actually want to even encourage people because as we know, we all of us besties. So I would encourage you if we do a challenge.
There we go. I love it.
Picture.
I love it. A Celebrity challenge. You hear that, folks? I love it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Maybe
so that's coming.
Let's do
that. That is coming.
Yeah,
that is coming. I love it. So Celebrity Catwalk, get your Decade Celebration t-shirts, Black only, all short sleeved, sizes medium and up. We have all sizes.
It's fantastic.
$15. So
very
now, good. Incredible guest tonight. Long time, incredible Celebrity Catwalk supporter from Celebrity Catwalk's early days in Los Angeles. We have a wonderful guest. And when I first met Katie Bayliss, or Katie B, as I have called her all these years, Katie, when I first met her, she would probably say in a past life, she was, and still is, because I'm sure you don't lose those skills, but she was primarily doing hair and makeup. She is a prolific makeup artist. She is an extremely talented celebrity hair and makeup artist. And that is how she came into the Celebrity Catwalk family. Since she donated her time to our Celebrity Catwalk fashion shows, she went on to have her own cosmetics line. So for those of you who have thought about tinkering with that, she is an incredible resource for that because she has had her own full service, full on, I'm not talking about just a little lip gloss here and there, but a full based cosmetic line. She is an LA-based attorney and an LA-based realtor. So she checks all the boxes. She's not to mention, of course, she's a mom, she's a wife, but she checks all the boxes and very, very excited to have her. And she has been with Celebrity Catwalk since its early days, Katie.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, I'm like blushing because that was such a great introduction.
Absolutely. So folks, just before we get into everything with Katie, if you have any real estate questions, if you have any legal questions, please, I will be monitoring the comments. Tag someone who you think who may have some. Now is your chance. She's not charging her incredible retainer. She's not charging you to answer. She's not charging you her hourly rate to get those real estate housing market questions asked or to get those legal questions asked. So now is a great opportunity to ask her, and I will be monitoring the comments as folks come on in so that if you have a question, just answer below and we will make sure we get it answered by Katie. So thank you so much, Katie, for being here. I guess I want to start, I don't even know where to start, but I guess I want to start with, do you miss, because I miss you doing makeup. Do you miss the world of makeup and hair?
Well, thank you again so much for having me, Jen and Bossy. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here and for your support of my direction in my life. If I had to think back, I had a great run as a makeup artist. I was traveling all over the place, and I ended up buying a house right in the middle, central mid of the United States, because going to Florida, flying to Ohio, and then back to Georgia because the studio's over there, and then there's also studios in California. We had a really great run. There's a lot of times I do miss it, because the creativity, the intimate friendships and the relationships that I had and I built is so precious. And still to this day, even with you, Jen, we're still buddies, we're still friends. So I definitely miss that aspect. But at some point I knew that if I wanted to have a family, I was going to need to slow down. So I left the industry, but it will always have a special place in my heart.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely. So please now tell me which came first, law, or I think law came before real estate. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct. Yeah, actually,
Okay.
So I did makeup in hair, and I did it to pay my way through college. So I started really young, and then I think by the time I was 20, I started to get picked up by a lot of the big studios in LA. And I think even around that time, you found me, a little baby, on MySpace.
I found Katie B, she might have been a little baby, but she was doing the heavy hitters. She was doing all the Playboy Playmates. She was doing photo shoots. So she was really doing incredible work even when I met her. So hair and makeup was the means to an end, if you will, to go to law school.
That's correct. Yeah. So it helped me with undergrad. And then before I knew it, I got into law school, and I kept continuing. Even when I graduated law school, I was like, there's no way I'm going to leave makeup to go be an associate, like a newbie at a firm and make not that much money. So it was really hard for me to consider the transition. And then while I was in law school and I was kind of newly graduating, I had a girlfriend say that she was going to get her broker's license, be a realtor, because as an attorney you just kind of sit down and take the exam because you've taken all the classes. You don't have to go through the usual process as a regular agent. We become a broker. And so that just kind of sat in my head. And then before I knew it, I was buying my first home and I needed to sell it. And I said, it'd be kind of nice if I could represent myself. So I got the license for my husband and I, for us to buy more homes, and we were renovating, kind of like flipping homes. And before I knew it, kind of one thing led to another, and a family member needed a home, and then a friend, and then now I have my own brokerage. So it's kind of how it all happened.
Wow.
I know.
This is a really great story. I would say very inspirational, right? Before March. Wow.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, I know when you talk to people like Katie, you're kind of like, all right, clearly I'm not doing enough. Exactly. Yes. I think which leads to another question, and Bossy, I'm sure you can relate to this, but Katie, so how do you juggle kids, school, because you're a very hands-on mom? How do you juggle literally two careers? I guess you could even argue three, but at least two. How do you juggle attorney, realtor, and then mom duties?
Yeah, this is a great question. I get this so much. And actually, I have someone who wants me on the podcast to talk about how do you balance kind of doing everything. And this is coming from a guy, because he's like, I want to know how you're doing, because I'm trying to figure it out for himself and his family. I think one of the great lessons I've learned, and I've had a lot of other women kind of help to mold me and guide me. And I think that's like one of the greatest things that we can do for one another. Which, by the way, I have a Galentine's event, which it's after Valentine's, but I have a Galentine's event coming up this Thursday. And it's because I want to be able to share what I've learned through these other women who've been so kind and generous to give me their wisdom and their time to guide me. So one of the lessons that I was taught was whatever your hat is for that moment or for that day, you've got to be the best. So if you're going to be a mom for that 2-3 hours, you're going to be super present. You're going to go all out and really care for your child. And then if you're going to have your, for me, my attorney hat on, then I'm really going to focus on my client. I'm going to give it my all. And then when I switch, then I do the same as a broker. What I think the misconception is that people believe that your schedule has to be the same 9 to 5 every day. And that's not necessarily the truth, because something can grab your attention or your need for the day, and you need to conquer that. So for me, it's not like, 8 to 10, I'm doing something, and, from 10 to 12, I'm doing something else. It's really, you just got to be flexible. And I think that leads to success. Being able to put up fires when they come up, being flexible and not upset when like an issue comes up, because our job is to solve problems. And so I think being flexible and being able to adapt really helps me, be my best when I'm with my kids, be my best when I'm with my clients. So hopefully that helps. I know it's kind of just like at a high level, but really, I just feel like that's the secret sauce.
No, that's good. So basically you're present, you're in the moment. You're not trying to multitask and do 5 things at once. You don't have the tablet open while you're working on a deal or a brief while you're reading Winnie the Pooh. You're focused on one thing and doing that. And then when you're full on, when you have your broker hat on, you're really doing that. When you have your attorney hat on, you're really doing that. So
yeah, and I can give you also another secret, which would be, besides that, I get a good partner. My husband's amazing. He's very involved in everything that I do. So he manages the companies, he does the financials, he also does the IT. So that kind of lifts a lot of the load, because I'm just focusing on what my brilliance is, what the zone of genius is, which is my negotiating, my ability to really care and connect with all the clients. But also the other thing that I did learn is when I had executive coaching, one of my coaches, she taught me that you have to optimize your abilities. So if I'm going to be a working mother that day, like, I'm going to be out there in the field, marketing, advertising, or connecting with a client, then someone's going to have to step up within the home. So you kind of can't do like, your laundry and also be out in the field. So it's okay to get help. So I do have a mommy's helper that steps in to do, certain things around the house when I need the help. So it's not all the time, but if I just feel a little bit overwhelmed, it's okay to be like, I need help. I need assistance. Can someone come in? So it's like the backup emergency crew that comes in. But that's that's been very helpful for me as well.
No, this is fantastic point, to be honest with you. And I think that all these 2 really very crucial things you suggested, I do agree with you. And I feel that a lot of times people, and I would say people under one category, women or men, we love to multitask. But if you multitask, I even actually teach my young daughter, I tell her, mommy can do only one thing at a time. That's it. So you let me finish, and then I will be with you, and then just ask for help. And don't accept it, oh, I am weak, I'm asking for help. No, it means that you just need help. It's nothing wrong with this. Just ask help. And I feel that there is one more thing I would like to add to it, for people to throw in the garbage the word guilt and feel guilty if they actually ask for help, if they focus on one thing at a time, because this is important. Don't feel guilty about it, because that's what successful people, they do. They maximize their time. Like, you're teaching us. Thank you, Katie. That's really like a big deal. And, people pay a lot of money like you did to go to really incredible coaches to, get into these insights and accept them as part of your lifestyle. That's one really like a great key to success.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And everything you say is so true, because originally when I thought, gosh, I'm failing here, I'm failing there, I can't keep my house up, tidy. And I felt like I wasn't being able to spend quality time with my kids. And I just was in all directions, throwing a load of laundry in and then trying to wash the dishes, cook, and then be there with my kids. And one of my coaches said, you should just be there for your kids. Like, they need you the most. So if you'd rather sit and play with them instead of having someone else play with them, and then if you can get help, like, DoorDash something for dinner instead, so that you can spend quality time with your kids, like, that's what you want to do. And I just had an epiphany, because I was like, wow, I had the ideal of what it meant to be a mom all kind of wrong in a sense, and it really helped me to prioritize. And it takes someone from the outside to look into your life to kind of dissect it, because when you're in it, you kind of get blurred on what you are supposed to do or should do.
I love it. I love it. And I know that Jenny has a lot of things to say, but before I give you the floor, I just want to say, so 2 legs or 4 legs kids, it's still the same story, friends. Our doggies and kitties or whatever type of pets you have, they still need mommy or daddy. And honestly, sometimes we need it too. I mean, if you had a difficult day or whatever, you woke up and the day didn't go the way you wanted to go, just you need the time to snuggle with your fur babies. So everything remains the same. And now you have the 4. I just had to kind of throw this.
No, absolutely right.
Can I just share something? And I know we're probably, on a time crunch, but I just really want to share with you my experience with my 2 cats. So back in, so a couple of years ago, we moved, and with the move, my husband promised our kids cats. That was going to be the reward. So we moved, we got cats, and I've always been a dog person. I've never had cats before. I didn't know what to expect. And then I'm learning about cats. Like, they're different. Dogs, they come to you, they want to snuggle. They're just all up in your business all the time. Cats, it's like, they like the distance, and when you tell them to come, they don't come. They look at you like, no, I'm not coming to you, So I never really got a chance to really bond with my cats. And then, so I've had them for a little over 2 years. Then in November of last year, so 2022, we lost our son. I had a stillbirth, and that was a really tough season for me. And it was hard because in addition to the loss of him, he had passed away in my stomach, but he was older, in term wise. And so I had to deliver. And so it was a very hard loss, because I actually had him and then we had to turn him over. So that's just another subject for another day. But the amazing thing was, when I came home, these cats, they loved us. They were on my bed. They wouldn't leave. They were so affectionate. And from that moment, the world of having cats just changed. And my cat mommies, my cat friend lovers, they told me that cats are like the black onyx. They absorb your pain. They absorb your energy to help you feel better. And they knew I was so sad, and they spent 24 hours with me, and we bonded together for really 30 days. They didn't even move. They would leave and come back. And so I'm just so grateful for having such sweet pets, and this experience really opened my eyes about how different cats are, but how loving they can be too. So I just wanted to share that with you.
That's an incredible testimony. Cat lovers, where are you? That is huge. That is huge, Katie. That is absolutely huge. Amazing. It's like they knew it. They knew what you needed, and they tried their best to give it to you. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. That is incredible. Please tell us a little bit, because I don't want you to go before telling us about your current projects and what you're doing now, and how you've kind of married your world of your legal expertise with what's going on in the world today, if you will.
Sorry, could you say that one more?
Absolutely. I
again?
just wanted to talk about your new project and your new channel and what you're doing now.
Well, you know, through the loss of our son, we had known he was sick. He passed away from trisomy 18, and they say that usually miscarriages or stillbirths are due to because of some you know, like an extra chromosome, so like a defect, they say. So we knew he was sick, and you know, we decided to leave it up to, you know, God for if he was sick, that, you know, God would handle the situation. And through that, I realized, you know, life is so short. Like tomorrow's not guaranteed. You know, one day I was taking maternity photos with him in my belly, and he was moving around. A few hours later, he passed away. And so I just thought, and I said, you know, why am I going through this? You know, what is the lesson? And for me, it was just that, you know, all the passion projects and everything that I've wanted to do, I keep putting on the back burner thinking, you know, hey, there's going to be another time, another day to do it. And then I thought, you know, I really don't have another day. Nobody's guaranteed another day. And so I thought, well, you know what? I really have been wanting to start a YouTube channel just to share my life experiences, my growth, and also, you know, I do love the law and I love real estate so much. So I figured to combine it into one channel and have it be what I call your real, REAL, which is real estate and law bestie. And it's just where I'm going to just let you know everything that's going on in the current real estate market in California. And then also, you know, what's going on as far as the trials, the cases. You know, there's a lot of the true crimes fans out there.
Oh yes, true crime, murder mysteries, true crime is a huge, I can't even call it a trend, because you're right. I think it's very much here to stay. So for all our true crime aficionados, you have got to get with Katie B on YouTube. You see her channel is up right here, and she is breaking down and dissecting the hottest cases that are going on in real time as they are happening. So that is a really fabulous thing to do. So yes, you can find Katie on YouTube right there under Katie Bayliss Esquire. And those are her days. And you can also delve into her past with her incredible cosmetic journey and her line and all those accomplishments. But for our true crime aficionados, you can hear her break down the law and let her she'll weigh in on current cases that are happening right now.
Yeah, you know, the thing about ever since COVID is that the ability for us, and even just with the way that our future is heading, is that we can view all these trials now, or many of them that are high profile, live. We all have access to it. And so what I hope to do is to do either a, you know, play-by-play, so we're streaming it together, and we're going to dissect any of the cases that we see and kind of share my feelings on whether that ruling was correct or not, or provide additional advice. And then maybe also do kind of like a recap at night. So, you know, maybe you don't have 4 hours or 8 hours to sit with me to kind of watch the trial, but maybe I can give you a quick high level, you know, synopsis of the day in court. There's so many good cases coming up. The Brian Kohlberger case, ladies, do you know that case?
No.
There was.
I'm sorry?
There was, yes, we want to know.
Okay, so Brian Kohlberger is the alleged murderer of 3 college students in the state of Idaho. So he went, and, it's allegedly, the killer went into, it's like a 3-story home, and he murdered 3 people on the 2nd level. So it was a girl, and then another girl, a young lady, and her boyfriend. And there's a roommate downstairs who kind of heard everything that was going on, and then she would hear the dog barking upstairs and really didn't think anything, because this was like a party frat house. They said over 4,000 people had gone through this house over the years of the life of the home. And she had seen him, the girl downstairs, after he committed the crimes, she saw him exiting, but he didn't do anything to her. So she was able to describe him. He had a mask on, but she was to describe his bushy eyebrows and how tall he was and everything like that. And so the question is, why didn't he kill her too if he killed the other 3? And it's just so good because, the person who they arrested, his name is Brian Kohlberger. So Brian is a criminology major. And so he's getting his master's. He's been in touch with murderers like Ted Bundy, inquiring, hey, what would you have done differently? How did you feel when you killed somebody? So, and then there's these pings, that are bringing his cell phone to near their home. I mean, it's just like all these amazing things, and we're going to be all talking about it. We're all getting ready. I'm preparing my channel for it. It's probably going to be coming up in the next probably 9 months or so, but we are so excited about that case. That's going to be one of the biggest cases of the year.
Wow.
That's incredible. Wait, so he walked right past her?
And she probably thought it was just someone upstairs visiting one of the girls, because one was single. And then he exited, but people were saying, why would she not call the police? Because she went to sleep, and that was around 4 a.m. She went to sleep and didn't wake up till about 11 or 12 the next day. So people were saying, well, why didn't she call? She should have called, but she didn't know. And we don't know what she would have thought. I mean, in that situation, it's hard to say to someone who's been in that, who's witnessing all this, to say, oh, they knew that a murder had, occurred upstairs.
Unless he came down drenched, unless he had bludgeoned them to death, and he came walking past like Jason, or what's his name in a movie, just a person leaving a home, you have no idea what they're doing. I'm sure he didn't walk out with a bloody axe wielding a machete. So I don't know how she would know, especially like you said, if this was a house where there was a lot of hustle and bustle and a lot of people coming in and out and a lot of people having visitors, there would be no reason to call.
Yeah, it was a party house. So
right.
I
right.
feel
like I said, unless he came out brandishing a gun, a machete, a bloody knife, she wouldn't have any reason to be suspicious.
Yeah. And then, by the way, so they were able to locate him and kind of make him, he was the main person of interest, because they found his DNA on the knife sheath. So it's like a cover for a knife, and the button had his DNA. So it's like, did he do it on purpose, so that he could kind of get caught, or did he accidentally put his DNA on there, because he's not as smart as we thought he would be, because he's a criminal justice major. So it's
very different. And I don't know how even to put it into words, but wow. This is, by the way, Jen, our first time ever in our show. I don't even know how many episodes we have done. And this is like definitely out of the box. And I know.
People
Sorry.
are like, what? That's right. We're talking about it all. We're covering it all. From cats to killers. We're covering it all. Yeah. Absolutely.
So episode definitely no for kids friends. Please don't watch it with kids. But I think that for us as an adults, interesting for sure. And I just want to ask you, before we are done, can you tell us a little more about the line of your cosmetics? Because we know you as the lawyer and this interesting story. We know you as the real estate, so agent and brokerage. You have your own brokerage. So definitely, friends, if you live in California, just make sure you connect with Katie. You have already her information below in the description if you're watching or listening. This is a podcast, but also kind of, give us a little insights, because I know that all of us, we always try to look our best, and the skin needs a lot of love and care as well, like our pets. So what would you suggest us? And tell us a little bit more about your brand.
Well, my brand started because I had used a lot of heavy stage makeup, and sometimes it was so heavy that a lot of the models would start breaking out. When we're on set, we usually do between 8 to 12 hours a day. We do one, basic makeup look, and then as we change throughout the day or through the scenes, then we're putting on more and more makeup. And I just thought, wow, every single time I kept coming back, and the model or the talent would have like a brand new bump on their face, and a new zit was forming. So I thought there must be something better. And then back then there was mineral makeup, but it was like the stuff that's like powder, so it's like, we can't use it on set. So I thought, really need to figure out how can I combine a really heavy coverage makeup that it was also healthy for the skin. And so that's how we came up with Katie B Cosmetics. It's a professional makeup line that has mineral formulas. It doesn't have any of the parabens, any of that bad stuff that's for your face. We don't carry it in our line. So that's how it started. So it started off with more for skincare, and then we went into doing mascara because Asian lashes, and I'm sure everyone else too, but we have what's just they're stubborn lashes. They like to point down. And so we will curl them, we put mascara, they go back down. And so I did a lightweight mascara that not only lengthened, but it kept the curls. So everything that we kind of created for the brand was to solve a problem. We also I was one of the first to come out with like a full makeup kit, makeup brush set that was completely retractable. So you could take it, if you had a dance that you needed, you're a cheerleader, you need to pack all your makeup, you need to do a performance. You could throw your makeup in a little pouch, and it was all retractable. The shadows weren't going to smear, the lip gloss wasn't going anywhere. It was all contained. Or the boyfriend bag, like you were going to stay over at your boyfriend's, you want to carry your makeup. So we wanted to make sure that was convenient. So that's just kind of how we all, that's how I started the brand, and that's and so it's done well, and it had a good run.
No, it's wonderful. And I can tell you that actually people here commenting on Instagram are very interested. They're very excited that you are, change it. They're very excited that they can, kind of get to know more about your line and everything else. So I think it's really great. And again, friends, you definitely can connect with, Katie and learn more. I think that's like, but everything sounds really amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, folks, be sure to connect with Katie on YouTube. She's also on Facebook. You can find her on all social media platforms for sure.
Before we are done, is like anything else you would like to share? And also, can you tell us your social media links, please?
Yeah, I just want to say, through everything that I've gone through, and it's through a lot of, especially recently, I experienced a lot of grief and sadness. I just want to say, you're not alone. A lot of people love and care for you. Just make yourself available. And a lot of times people let these experiences harden their hearts instead of soften their hearts. In my experience, I just try to make it where even though I'm going through these seasons that, or valleys, if you want to say, I've allowed it so that I can have more compassion and kindness toward others. We really don't know what another person is going through. So just give people grace, and be kind. This world is a hard world to be in. So I would just encourage everyone to be loving and kind. So that would be my message. And you can catch me on my Instagram. It's a little bit long, but it's Katie B_ your real bestie. And then for my YouTube, it's right there. You could just scan it.
Yes.
And so I would love for you to join and follow me on this journey. And I would love to have lots of friends, and really that's really what it is building a community of support, community of, whether it's, I call it siblinghood, because I got sisters and I got brothers.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. And I would encourage friends, take a screenshot, use your other device. And this is how it's very easy. You can reach out to Katie. Also, all of her information is below in the description. And I would say you're very inspirational and very encouraging. And we thank you so much for sharing your story. Because I know that as a person who just recently admitted that, my father passed away, and just being able to say this in front of the camera, in front of the world, that you lost a loved one to your forex, it takes a courage. And I thank you for sharing and just really opening new doors and sharing all of these great ideas and telling about the kiddies, that they're like really very special. And then, is there anything else, Jen, you'd like to share?
That is it. We will have to have Katie be back, because we only got to scratch the surface. And I'm sure there are people who have more real estate based questions. We'll have to talk more with Katie about, in this economy, how people are feeling about homes and pets and all that good stuff. So for now, I'm just very, very excited that we got to introduce Katie B to the Petpix world, and definitely we will have to have her back.
Yes, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too. You both are amazing. Thank you for being so kind to have me on your show. It's such an honor.
It's the number one for many more to come. And as you mentioned, we'll be probably also guests to your show as well. So we'll just
yes, as soon as I figure out all this live stream and how you're doing it, like, because you're live streaming on Facebook, I'm really gonna have to be in touch with you, because I got to figure all that out. Once we have that set, you guys are gonna be on.
You have me, my friend.
Gavassi is very good at all that. She'll have 5 things streaming at once.
Yeah, it's so funny when people ask me, what do you do? I'm like, well, I do a lot of things. Which side of me do you want me to tell you and share with you? But
She'll have to share her secrets. Absolutely.
Yeah, you have me. I'm so excited. Thank you very much. Kisses and hugs to you.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you.
And see you very much, everyone, very soon.
Thank you.
Bye, friends. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Yeah.